Today we want to discuss on a lesson that I've titled Reboot Our Energy. And while I always say that I enjoy the sharing time because we learn a lot, we receive insights, we get insights into the share interaction time when you share your demonstrations. I don't remember the exact day, but I know someone was sharing and talked about rebooting energy, and it just clicked. This will be a wonderful lesson for us all to reboot our energy once, often, so we'll be full. Because again, you, me, we are the most important person. We can't always keep giving and not fill ourselves up. If not, then we'll just disappear into nothingness. But we want to learn how to reboot our own energy so we have enough, more than enough, to share. How to go within and tap into that power. So we want to tap into the power of our minds and beliefs and renew and revitalize our energy. That's one thing that is sacrosanct. We have to always do that because we live in a world that we have so many things to distract us, so many things happening, so many things to sap our energy, both physically and spiritually. And if you are feeling exhausted, depleted, it's time to take action. Every time in all our lessons, aspects of our lesson, we always hear us talk about it's time. The power is in the present moment. Now is acceptable time. There's so much power, an enormous power in the moment. So the time to replenish, to re-energize ourselves, it's now, not tomorrow. It's time to take action. Let's give ourselves the boost we need to feel refreshed. We always talk about that time, taking that pause to refresh. It's not just a pause because we just want to take a pause. It's a time we take a pause and we do the other things of going within, of quieting ourselves, of aligning ourselves. Because when we align ourselves with that of the universe, there's so much flow, there's focus, there's clarity. We switch off all the distractions and connect to that to the universe, to that flow. That's what we're talking about. And like Dr. Greg often says, finding ways to love and care for ourselves is the first step to living our best life. I found that over time, without knowing it, we are living other people's life or what people say. You know, we've so fashioned ourselves from what we've heard from what people have said about us. Oh, they expect you to be this way. They expect you to act this way. And you somehow, unconsciously, fashioned yourself to live in line, in tandem with what people have said about you. But each time we listen and in tune and practice this teaching, we want to live the authentic life. And what is living the authentic life? When you go within and constantly raising your consciousness, you begin to live from within you and it shows on the outside. Your happiness, your joy, everything comes from within. And when we discover that and begin to live our lives that way, you find that so much it's easy. We're just walking through things easily because we are not living to please anybody. You're living your life for yourself, directed from that source within. And that's what we're talking about. We want to live our lives, our best lives. We can only live our best lives when we align with the universe directions. Then we can live our best lives. And what would that mean also? It will mean that we are taking off all the weights, all the distractions, all the hearsays, all the pretenses. We are living true lives, truth students. That's what we wanting to always do. So rebooting our energy also involves recognizing and accessing that power within. Like we say, we have enormous power within us. But our classes, we gather to learn how to use it. If you don't use it, it's latent power, it's latent energy. But we want to put it to use. We want to put it to kinetic use. We want to put it to use if it's just there laying low. And it's an inward journey of self-awareness, self-discovery, and alignment. It's a continuous thing. We are constantly discovering ourselves. There are things I do now I never knew I could do yesterday. We are constantly discovering greater things. That's why we talk of moving from good to greater good. There's always a greater level move to go to. There is always that. Always, always. So when we turn our attention inward, realizing that this is a source of power, we can connect with it, with our higher selves, with our intuition, with our innate wisdom. I like that one of turning our attention inside. It's an intentional effort, it's a conscious effort to take your eyes off the things around. And we say, I choose not to be distracted by this. I choose not to focus on this. I choose to focus on everything that is true, pure, love, joy. I choose to focus on possibilities. I choose to align myself with infinite possibilities. Even in the midst of this, I am choosing love, prosperity, abundance, health, wholeness. Is a conscious effort to close our mind, our physical, our spiritual mind from the distractions outside and go within. Because in that within there is power, there's wholeness, there's healing, there's abundance, there's everything good, right? But we have to make that conscious effort to focus within. There's energy. That's where we'll reboot our energy and we'll comfort new. Yes, just a story that something that happens to the eagle again. Sometimes when the eagle gets old, you know what they do? They fly to the highest mountain and stay there. And for a period of days or weeks, I don't remember, they pluck off all their wings. And they can't fly. And they will stay there until everything grows back again. It's a time of quietness. It's a time of confidence, strength. You go where you won't be distracted. That is going within to re-energize yourself. And when you comfort, you're coming forth stronger, better, brighter. So the journey without a distance allows us to understand ourselves better and to tap into our inner reservoir of strength and vitality. It's always there. That inner reservoir, we all have it. Whatever you're looking for outside is closer than you think is within. We want to know and are here to remind you of your ability to shape your reality when you connect with that power. Each time, most times I do this because my dad will always tell us, get yourself dovetailed with the divine, such that you won't have any space in between for distractions, for anything to leak. Dovetailed, he will do his hands like this. That's what we want to do. We want to align ourselves with the divine flow. We want to connect to that power within. Always remember that in any situation, we are not victims. We are victors. We are co-creators. So what you are, what you will become, you will create it. You use that power that you have and declare the things that you want. You speak it into being. You affirm. That's why we have the affirmations. You affirm, you declare, you speak the word, and it would come to pass. We are co-creators. We are not victims. We are not here to do the fairness things. Oh, this is happening to me. Oh, this is not right. This is not fair. Declare what you want and it would come to pass. We are endowed with unique gifts and talents, and we want to learn about them. We want to discover them. You will discover yours. You will discover you. Most times we discover who we are in quietness, in service. We're talking about rebooting our energy. And we discover this power, like Ernest Holmes says, that we have at our disposal. And we want to learn how to use it. We want to learn how to be creative with this power. I know you all know about this famous quote by Ernest Holmes. There's power for good in the universe, and you can use it. You are part of it, and you can use it. Again, this is a personal work that you have to do, and I have to do mine. Once you realize that you have this great gift in this power, you must begin to use it for your own good. First, then, for the good of people around you. And we know every time that life responds to us, it responds to what we know and what we believe. If you know for certainty that only good can come out of a situation, life will respond in that manner to you. If you know and believe that at a certain time this will happen to you because it happened to this person, it happened to this person, it happened to this person in your family, and there is no way it won't happen to you, it will happen to you because that's what you believe. So life will always respond to what we believe and know of ourselves. So we release the need to be discouraged by anything that looks like a setback or an obstacle along the path. Because again, we are knowing that this is life working, responding, and bringing us to a place of abundance. Everything is working out for our own good. Life is always giving us clues. It does. We release the need to be attached to specific outcomes because we trust in the process of life. So we want to inquire from within, take different approach, or try again, even when things are not happening the way we want them. We've tried, try again. There's a lesson to learn, probably. Or go within and inquire and try it in a different way. There's always a lesson. We talked about things that happen as experiments. And what are experiments? They are not failures. They're just opportunities for us to learn more, to explore more. So in all our classes, we are learning to take time to listen. Take time to listen to that voice within. The Spirit will always speak. You will hear some religious teachers say, perfect place, perfect time, all the time. And what is it all about? It's about communicating here that we are always being presented with perfect lessons for us to evolve and grow. So anything and all things that have happened, that are happening to you, it's a reason. It has actually perfection in place. Because if we align ourselves with that perfection, we will evolve and we will grow. It's period. That's it. Life is unfolding and expanding, and everyone and everywhere is evolving. You or I am. And as it does, we learn. We gain understanding. Remember, we're talking about rebooting our energy. As we go within and allow the Spirit, life to respond to situations that we walk into, that we see appear in our situations, we are knowing that this is God's Spirit working things all out for our own good. So what does that make us do? Some things that happen, we don't worry or kill ourselves about it. We're at peace because we are one with that peace, the Spirit that gives us peace that surpasses all understanding. We have come to realize that it's all working for us to express ourselves in a bigger and brighter way. That's what life does. We are here to express light and love. It's always attempting to bring us to a greater realization and a higher place of knowing. And the question is, are we willing? Are we willing to grow? Are we willing to reboot? Do you want to fill your cups that are empty? We are here to learn, to grow, to express love, light, find our gifts, and master the possibilities. I always like that saying of we are connected to infinite possibilities. It gives me so much assurance, so much knowing that every and all things is possible. All that is required of me is to just take a step and trust and know that it's worked out already. It will manifest in due time. Our teaching is amazing because it brings us to the place where we know that we have incredible power available to us, and it's within us. We learn how to go within to use it. We do this when we quiet ourselves down. We do not think ourselves as victims in any way. We are victors. We've been created victorious. We just have to walk into it and manifest it. We learn to trust the process of life, like Louise said. Louise said that the faith is our guide and love is our compass. We want to trust life is unfolding perfectly, always for our own good. Always, 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 always for our own good. We know we are supplied and supported. And not just that, we know we have to take inspired steps and walk into the abundance that we have been created to have. And we also have to do our daily practices so we come from that place of connection. What's that place of connection? A place where you know that all things are good and well. A place of faith. A place where you'll say, despite what I see in the physical, I know everything is well. A place where everywhere around you is gloomy, but you are looking for that good because there's good in every situation. And when we do this, we create a life filled with abundance, with good. Because we attract the good because we look for it. What you look, you find. We attract joy. We attract fulfillment. And again, when we come from that place, we are able to overcome our challenges and manifest our desires of living an abundant life. So our focus is practicing the presence and knowing that everything is working out for our own good. We want to always also take that pause a few times a day to realize all is well and that everything is in divine order and is a great practice for us to do. I mean, sometimes we just say things for saying it, but we want to always do our affirmations and get to a point where we'll begin to feel it. It's in divine order. It's working for my good. This situation can only bring me to a place of abundance, a place of relief, a place of joy. And we'll mean it and we'll feel it. If you do any of these things to center yourself, you will be reminded that there is inner harmony, balance, vitality, and peace When we go within there's so much peace. There's so much peace in. So I want to give a little example. Imagine a musician who plays the piano. After years of practice and performance, they feel uninspired. You've done this for a long time. It's like routine to you. You no longer feel inspired. The music that once flowed effortlessly now feels stale and repetitive. And sensing the need for a change, the musician decides to take a break to rejuvenate their creative energy. During this time, the musician steps away from the piano and explores other interests and activities. They spend time in nature, engage in creative pursuits like painting or writing, or practicing self-care, meditation, and exercise, just to get away, to just refresh. As they nourish their mind, body, and spirit, they feel a renewed vitality and inspiration beginning to awaken within them. And when they return to the piano, they approach their music with a fresh perspective and enthusiasm. They experiment new melodies, explore different genres, and allow their creativity to flow. With each note they play, they now once again have a sense of joy, fulfillment that reignites their passion for music. In this example, the musician's journey of stepping back and nurturing their inner selves represents rebooting their energy. Step out from the work and come back, rest, meditate, and come back to the place. By taking time to recharge and reconnect with their passion and inner creativity. As I'm saying this example, there are things that in our situation, in our life, we probably need to just take a step back, and give it some time. Sometimes we're encountered with challenges, and you're pressed to react. Sometimes we need to take time and process it. Give it a time or two and process those things, and meditate. That's what we're talking about, rebooting. They are able to cultivate a sense of purpose and vitality that infuses their music with new life and energy. We can always take time out of the busy day or week to refill our tanks with divine goodies. We can always do that. It's available 24/7. That's one good thing about this. It does not sleep, it does not slumber. It's there, waiting for us to knock, and it will be opened unto us. We're talking about rebooting our energy. In any area of our life, we need more energy, re-energize ourselves. You can always take our time to do that. It might be a minute to process stuff. It might be a week to think about something. It might be, okay, this week I want to add additional 30 minutes for so and so, for my yoga, for my rest, for my meditation, and see the effect in your outer world. We want to remind ourselves of how divine we are. I like this particular quote by Rainer Maria. The only journey is the journey within. Dr. Greg will always say the journey without a distance. We are here to remind you of who you are connected to, and the great power you are one with. And this night we want to reflect on this profound truth of our divine connection. If nothing we get out today, you are divinely connected. You are one with one, the great one. You are dovetailed. And that's why we are always trying to keep our focus, our alignment clear of any distraction. Because in that alignment there is power. In that alignment there is clarity. In that alignment there is peace. There's love. There's every good thing in abundance. Each of us is a vessel of great power, blessed with diverse talents waiting to manifest. I'm waiting for you to manifest your talent because we benefit you and benefit everyone around you. We are all blessed with this. Remember that we are not separate or alone, but rather a part of a greater whole, united in love and purpose. Do you see yourself as this? And again, we know that the universe, all it does, it's conspiring to bring good to us. Imagine having that as a backup. Anytime you think things are not working out, the universe is conspiring. It's conspiring through different avenues, strategies to bring what good to you, to me. That's what it does. Again, on the other aspect, what are you placing in the hands of the universe to work with? So in times of doubt or struggle, let us draw strength from the knowledge that there is never an absence, but always a presence. And we are connected with this source of all creations. Think about it this way. When we say we are connected to the source of all creation, you are one with the universe that created the mountains, the seas, the sun, the stars. Imagine the power that gave boundaries to the sea, not to exceed this limit, that causes the sun to rise and set. You are one with that power. That power permeates you, it permeates me. We are one with it, and we have access to it, and we can use it. So we gather each time to learn how to embrace this power that resides within us, for it's a gift from the divine. And we are here to learn how to use it and use it for our own good. It's within you. When you quiet yourself, when you calm yourself down, reboot your energy, we learn to use more of that power, that resource. So don't take for granted your intuition. Or you just say, it occurred to me to do this. When things like that, be sensitive to that. The universe, the spirit is constantly speaking. As we walk in this truth and practice living the affirmative life, our inner light shines brightly, illuminating our path. But the universe, the spirit is constantly directing us, showing us the way. It walks through our mind, through our intuition, through things that we see all around. Don't take it for granted. You are a beloved child of the universe, capable of achieving great things. I like this particular quote by Herman Hesse. He says, "Within you is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself." You're so comfortable in your skin. Yes, we can always go there and replenish. In the midst of our busy and sometimes overwhelming lives, we want to take our time to go there and reboot our energy. It's important to remember that we carry within us a sanctuary, a refuge where we can find solace, strength, and clarity. This other quote I like so much by Carolyn Mays. It says, "The soul usually knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind." We want to go within and quiet ourselves. Spirit is always there. We always find it difficult to calm the chaos down. We are distracted by it. The strength and encouragement we seek, it's all within. It's not outside. The direction we are looking for, it's within. We want to remind you in these are classes to take time to take that pause. Do it as often as you can. Go within. Those answers, you're there. You're looking for that there. Take time throughout the time to retreat. Be still. Be still and know that I am God. Be still. Be still. Rumi gave us a wonderful challenge when he said, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourselves that you have built against love. We, through so many things, without knowing it, consciously or unconsciously, we build so much barriers, so many of them. Rumi suggests that instead of searching outside of ourselves for love, our task is to look within and recognize the obstacles and beliefs we have erected that block the flow of good, the flow of love, the flow of abundance. These barriers could be emotional wounds, past traumas, limiting beliefs, fears, doubts, insecurities, things that we've internalized over time. It's not that love is not there, but we build things around it that just hinder its manifestation. So rebooting our energy also requires that we go within and take a look at any of these fears, doubts, and insecurities that we've erected as barriers that hinder us from living the abundant life. When we acknowledge this and release this, we're always talking about releasing everything that's not working for our own good. This kind of baggage, the negative patterns, we will begin to experience that love. We begin to flourish. We begin to see life open up for us. And that is very important. It's not that there's no love. It's not that this thing is not there. But we have beliefs, things that we have said that block this from flowing. So we want to confront those things, insecurities. We want to confront those fears head on. How do we do that? Through self-reflection, through practices such as mindfulness. You go within, you quiet yourself, and you begin to ask questions. And self-compassion. Love yourself, approve of yourself just the way you are. Say it, and you attract good into yourself. As we undergo this process of inner transformation, where we learn self-acceptance, we learn to love ourselves. We'll find when we begin to do this, there will be a shift. There will be a transformation. Things will begin to open up. We'll begin to show up authentically. We'll begin to express ourselves more. We'll begin to live from in to out, from inside to outside. We are not dictated by what we see outside. We are dictated by that power that we have that is within us. Because we are getting rid of those heavy burdens, those heavy weights that hold us down. We create the space for love to flow freely, enriching ourselves, enriching our relationships, and our overall well-being. So as we reflect on this power of rebooting our energy, let us be reminded of the importance of living from within rather than being tossed around by the storms of external circumstances. I remember about the computer. Sometimes it's not working well. You go and restart it to reboot it, and it resets itself again and begins to work better. We have to learn how to pause and reboot ourselves. It can come in different forms. It can come from what we listen to. It can even come from changing the things we eat. We want to reset and reboot our total well-being. In this teaching, we say we do our work in mind, in our consciousness. We do this work in consciousness. We always talk about the power of the mind. It's the gateway to so many things. It's important for us to understand that the world we see around us is a mirror of our internal state of being. Again, just like I said, just as a computer needs to be rebooted to function at its best, our inner selves also require a reset from time to time. It's not a one affair thing. We do it as often as we need it. Reset, always resetting ourselves. This reset is not simply a pause in our busy lives, but a deliberate effort to nurture our souls. It's intentional, it's purposeful, and to cultivate peace, clarity, and purpose. You don't just reset because you want to reset, everybody's doing it, but you reset because there's a need. You need to fill yourself up. You need the energy. You need to be clear. You need clarity. You need to be purpose driven. You need to be driven by that is within. So in the midst of the hectic schedules and never-ending to-do list, it can be easy to neglect our spiritual well-being. And that's why we break down into so many things. But just as we prioritize maintaining the functionality of our devices, we must also prioritize our own mental and spiritual health. There's nobody nicer to be nicer to than you. Take time to nurture you. Take time to reboot. When we take time to reset and refresh our minds and spirit, we open ourselves up for new possibilities, insights, perspectives that can help us navigate life challenges. When you nurture your inner self, you find that a sense of calm, clarity will permeate your being and spill into every aspect of your life. You just find that everything is all working out. Even when things that people kill themselves, struggle to do, you just find that it comes easy with you. Because you have formed that habit of going within to taking that pause that refreshes. You take that pause, refresh your comfort like new, like the eagle that pulls all its wings out. It takes a time to mold and comfort as new. So let us commit to taking our time for self-care, a time to reflect regularly, resetting our minds and spirits to make sure we are approaching each day with optimism and purpose. Rebooting your energy. How are you doing with rebooting your energy? Thank you so much for listening, and so it is.